Many of us may be chasing success the way we've been told to. Check the boxes, work harder, grind it out. What if that path never leads to real fulfillment? In this episode, transformational success coach Lin Yuan-Su shows us how to relax into enlightened success, which sounds awesome, doesn't it? By trading burnout for clarity, hustle for alignment, and external wins for inner freedom.
Welcome to the Lead Machine Growth Show, where you will discover how to tackle your tech, master your message, and design your dream. Paul Guyon, the mastermind behind the Lead Machine, introduces you to trailblazers who inspire you to implement life-changing solutions and systems you can model to nurture your leads and get your offers seen by your ideal clients who will invest in themselves and you. Be sure you visit our website at www.leadmachinegrowthshow.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now, tune in and get ready to transform your vision into reality.
Welcome to the Lead Machine Growth Show. I'm Paul Guyon, your host, the Lead Machine coach and founder of the Lead Machine Marketing Group and Mastermind. And I'm dedicated to helping you tackle your tech, master your message, and design your dream life. So whether you're just starting out or you want to take your business and life to the next level, let's get this conversation started and turn your dreams into reality. Lin Yuan-Su loves hot pink. And if you're watching the video, she just loves hot pink. And it's a beautiful background she has. Well, she is a transformational success coach who helps high-achieving professionals simplify their path to fulfillment without burnout, confusion, or endless hustle. Her clients are Ivy League grads, executives, and entrepreneurs who've checked all the boxes but still feel like something's missing. She blends mindset mastery, spiritual alignment, and practical strategy and helps them cut through the noise, reconnect with purpose, and create success that feels like freedom. She's lived the journey herself, leaving behind a successful healthcare career after a spontaneous declaration, "I'm a life coach," and that changed everything. So since then, she's built a purpose-driven, multi-seven-figure business, wow, and manifested a life of deep joy, including the birth of her daughter after years of infertility. Congratulations. So today she teaches how to stop overcomplicating your dreams and start living them. So Lin Yuan-Su, thank you for coming today. I appreciate it. Transformational, or was it relaxing into enlightening success? What does that mean? And how is it different from the traditional ideas of how we all think we need to hustle and grind and work our tails off as entrepreneurs?
Yes, absolutely. First of all, thank you so much, Paul,
Yeah.
for the opportunity to have this conversation. I love talk about success. I love talk about our traditional way of approaching success. And I was one of those people. Still I am considered humbly saying I'm a high achiever, but I was much a type A. I worked hard. If you give me a goal and I want it, this is how I used to describe myself. I used to say, I'm like a pit bull. You give me a ball, I won't let go. And I at one point I said it with such pride. I thought, look at me. I got to figure out for life. I got success figured out. Eventually that led me into burnout, into this mindless Mondays where I just want to find an excuse to call in sick. And then another
Yeah.
part of me was so guilty because that part of me saying, you're a bad employee. You are in leadership role and how dare you call in sick? And when there's nothing wrong with you or your dog.
Huh.
I didn't know what was going on. Steve Jobs said, we can only connect the dots afterwards. That was so true for me. I just
Yeah.
kept pushing until one morning. It was beautiful. We live in similar climate, Paul, and it was
Yeah.
July morning, and I felt like I had to go to work so early because they gave me another promotion. I got another raise, so I had to put in more time into this work, right? Even though
Yeah.
so sucking, it was not fulfilling me. I got there, it was an empty parking lot. And I just burst into tears. I was crying because my son at that time was about 18, 19 months old. I married to the love of my life, which I'm very, very fortunate. But I didn't see either of them that morning because I left home so early. They haven't got up yet. I just felt so
Mm.
sad for this life I worked. It felt like so much work that I put into it to build. So that is when I had a realization of I cannot keep living like that. And
Yeah.
so I made a decision that day, and that opened up so many doors, including personal development. I had never done personal development.
Oh,
You, I know. Until after that moment, that's when I realized, again, connecting the dots backwards. Oh, you can actually, the real way of creating the true definition of success is coming from within. It's not coming from what the society is saying, what other people are saying, what your Uncle Bob is telling you is a good idea for you to do. It's coming from your heart. And once you really open that up, and take a breath, wow, all of the abundance pouring in, showing up, ideas, and the person you become. For me, that has absolutely most precious thing. And that's why I'm so passionate to give anybody who are willing, who are open, especially the high achievers. Many entrepreneurs are high achievers, to give them the opportunity or even just plant a seed to say, okay, what is what if it's possible for you to work less hours, make more money, and be even more fulfilled? Just even plant that seed, and that is my passion. And I'm making that my mission for life.
I love it. You mentioned personal development. I first was exposed to personal development when I was kind of lost. And I was in between jobs and I hadn't found my way into the computer field yet. So I lost a job in the factory, which is a blessing in disguise. I eventually got into computers and marketing, and I'm doing what I'm doing today. But it was Shackley. I don't know if you've heard of Shackley. It's sort of like Avon products, but I started selling Shackley, and I got hooked on the. I went to the Sandler Sales Institute and got training in sales, and I got hooked on personal development. I think that's when I started reading. Once I got into the computer field, I read the 1 Minute Manager, and I just started reading and taking in, listening to endless tapes, and just going, "God, these people have cracked the code. I want to crack the code too." And so, what was it about personal development that helped you the most to get out of that? You were kind of in a rut, it sounds like, and what was it that triggered yourself to say, "I can do this"?
I love all that you mentioned. It was network marketing that opened the door for you in personal development. Is exactly the same for me. It was network marketing. I joined this company and my ego was like so inflated. I thought, I'm a healthcare professional. I cannot sell lipsticks and hand lotion. Too good for that. And then I said yes. And that just so divinely. Um, when it comes to personal development, what I believe is this discovery of who you are, is turning this your attention, your connection inwards rather than keep it outwards. Because I kept it outward to listen to everybody else's opinion for so long to achieve the success I had. I I didn't lost track. It was partially I couldn't hear what really important for me, what was really matters for me. In the midst of all that, I was actually preparing to apply for medical school because I thought this career path is not fulfilling me. I'm going to climb to the top that I know at the time, which was being a medical doctor. I can walk in,
Mhm.
my ego will be even bigger and to give people that's what I thought the way to be even more successful. Honestly, if I had took that path, I can guarantee you, Paul, I would have for sure divorced, and for sure I wouldn't have a second child. My first child might even barely know me because I will be so fixated on that so-called success. Personal development, I believe, first and foremost, is to understand your own inner power and to listen to your
Mhm.
inner voice people think I thought it. This is all woohoo stuff, spirituality, and
Yeah.
I thought it was my left logical brain, that heavily science trained brain, because I worked in healthcare, was so not willing to accept it. But at the same time, there was another part of me just know from the very get go, this is the way to go. To bridge both, that is personal development. I don't
Yeah.
people are doing, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, coaches, to build anything that you will love, it requires personal development.
Okay. And so let's drill a little deeper. So for someone who's checked all the boxes and still feels that like, gosh, there's just something more. What inner or outer systems need to be reevaluated? Or maybe it's not systems, but it's mindset. Uh, Systems and mindset that need to be reevaluated.
Yeah. Yes. You said it is mindset. It-
Yeah.
yeah. 80 to 95% of success is mindset.
So we got to do a lot of head work to get out of our own way to to prioritize what's important. And you mentioned that your child was 18 months. I think that as we grow older and we get more responsibility, we have children, we get married, we become parents. Our our idea of fulfillment and success changes. So when you started out in healthcare, I assume you were a nurse or something like that.
I'm a registered dietitian. I love
Okay.
but it's like some people, other dietitians say we are the nutrition doctors.
Yeah. Yeah. Nutrition's important, super important.
Yes, absolutely.
And the downside is that nobody follows your advice.
Yeah, that was
It's hard.
a struggle. I had
Yeah. 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 So yeah, it's mindset. We need to work on our heads. And were there any particular mentors or coaches that you approached? And when you get into network marketing, it's wide open. There's a lot of discomfort. There's you're in healthcare and you're logical. You know, did you did you get some training or did you get some mentorship or something to help you bridge to get started in network marketing?
Yeah, thank you. So at the beginning, my first group of mentors were within network marketing. They are my uplines, people who are very successful already. Just the
Mhm.
way they show up, I think, is connecting the dots afterwards. Is they really are connected with their truth. They are formal actress, they are doctors, they are nurses, they are teachers, and they are in my group, they are dietitians as well. So I know what they had to do to achieve their professional designation, yet they are showing up so relaxed and confident at the same time. And just
Hmm.
happy. And so on purpose, that energy, I was so drawn to it. They were the first group of people start to coaching me and supporting me, whether they realized what they were doing or not. And I started to turn to do the same for my team. And that is when I
Yeah.
realized, whoa, I love this. I love coaching. I think this is what it is. But at the beginning, I didn't even know I was doing life coaching, but I truly, truly loved it. And from there, I start to look for a more systematic training to become a life coach. Um, I
Hmm.
spent 9 months looking for that mentor, that institution or a school of sorts. I couldn't find it. I just like, this is how I describe my journey. It's like going online dating. You put your profile, you put your phone number, your information, you tell what you're looking for, you go on date, you get onto the phone words, back then. And I just like, everything sounds so great. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel the click. There's no chemistry.
Hmm.
I was right about to give up. And I was mindlessly scrolling Facebook. There was one ad popped up, and this woman turned out to be my mentor until this day. And her name is Mary Morrissey. She's the founder of
Oh, okay.
the Institute. So I have been studying with her ever since.
What is her name again? Mary Morrissey?
Mary Morrissey, yes.
I've heard of her. And what is the name of her institute?
Brave Thinking Institute.
Okay. Okay. Nice. So did you find, and I think that some of the people that are in my audience are maybe transitioning from a corporate, just like what you did, from a healthcare or from a corporate thing or as a teacher, and they just want something more. And did you find that when you got into the life coaching space, that the things that you already knew that you learned in healthcare and in your corporate job also applied, and you brought your expertise from there and your experience to there? Because some of us say, "Oh well, gosh, I'm going to be a life coach. Well, I got to forget everything else I learned and learn this new thing." But you soon, hopefully, you realize pretty soon that I've got a lot of experience behind me. Did you find that to be true, or was there an aha moment at some point?
100%. That's so true. Even when I was being trained as a registered dietitian, something we always talk in nutrition. If you want to become a registered dietitian, it's actually a very competitive field. Many people don't know it. And we always talk about transferable skills. We always talk
Yeah,
about, you might have worked as a cashier in a grocery store for years. You think that has nothing to do being a dietitian, but your customer service skills, that ability to listen, the ability to serve, has everything to be a great dietitian. So same moving forward, all the things I learned through my career as registered dietitian in healthcare, dealing with, we were not nonprofit, so dealing with current government fundings, all the business side, because I got into management. It's all very, very valuable as I'm stepping into entrepreneurship. By all means, there's a whole other growth spurt that occurred since then. Yet it's transferable, absolutely transferable life skills.
yeah. So I hope you're paying attention, folks out there listening, because don't despair. If you want to get into something new, you've already got a lot of experience, and you already could, if you've overcome what you overcame, and you got into a new field, when you were on this career path, you were able to change lanes basically to a totally new lane. Uh, you were able to do that, and so you can do it too. Our listeners can do that too. You just have to have that spark, that want, I think. And you're, I think you're also purpose driven. You mentioned that in your bio. Having a purpose that guides you. What is your ultimate purpose that you're working toward?
My passion is helping people. That is
Yeah.
the fundamentals. And from there is another layer of my passion is to inspire human potential. I
Uh-huh.
always tell people if I can do it, and I immigrated from China. English is not even my first language. And if I did everything that I did, even when I was a dietitian, I always tell other students, if you want to be a dietitian, look at me. If I've done it, you can absolutely do it. Just believe in yourself. It's going to be hard works at times. Be willing to
Yeah.
do that hard work, and you will see incredible success.
I would never know that English wasn't your first language. No,
I
you do
watch
well.
TV. I watch TV.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
why do so many high achievers feel like they're stuck or unfulfilled, and even with their impressive accomplishments?
I think the biggest reason is fear to look at what's actually going on in their life, fear to even be face to face with themselves to say, I think something is not going right here, and I need to take pause and do some assessment and get some help. Fear to change. I've already climbed this high. I cannot go anywhere. If I go, I'm going to fall so hard and I might die. And fear is always this number one thing that stops people from even just looking at what is happening in their life. And
Yeah.
even if you have that realization to say, oh, okay, it might be fear might have played something in my life up until now, and take a breath and just say, okay, now I'm going to calm down and get some support. It's not necessary yet with the support. I always say you can achieve what you want to achieve, whether it's to have clarity, whether it's to move forward so much faster. If somebody comes to you to say, "Hey, Paul, I want to have a podcast station channel myself," and you can give them so much more, guiding them through the process. So they will
Yeah.
go do trial and errors and waste a lot of time, energy, and money. That is what I would say. Having a supporting structure is so powerful and important.
Yeah. And so when when you're teaching your clients, what's one practice that you can use, or maybe your favorite go-to to help them reconnect with what really matters to them?
Yeah, breath is taking this breath.
Oh, okay.
Breath, just intentionally, just realizing I'm breathing. Let me connect with my breath. This is where, for the longest time, my logic mind was like, what? I'm breathing all the time. That cannot be it. But when I really was willing to be guided, to be coached, to understand the power of this breath, I believe we are spiritual beings having a human experience.
Yeah.
And a human side of us, we got to honor, got to acknowledge, and we also have this spiritual side of us that is so powerful and filled with love and ideas and abundance. The only moment both sides are connected together is through this breath. That's my belief, of course. And yet, when we take a breath, that grounding breath, we can feel the presence of this power that's breathing us, and suddenly
Mm.
feel relaxed. You calm down, and a lot of the chatters can start to quiet down, and for you to be able to hear what is really important for this moment.
Do you have any routines or exercises that you either do yourself or that you recommend that people do on a daily basis maybe there's a specific like 15-minute routine or a 5-minute grounding exercise you do? Can you tell us about that?
Yes, every single morning when the moment when you know you're waking up, but you haven't fully awake. When I notice, oh, I'm waking up in that moment, I don't get out of the bed right away. I First thing I do is I tell myself I am grateful that I have this life for this day.
Mm.
The gratitude practice. I know you probably really understand the depth of power of
Yeah.
that's my morning part. And every single night, I do three things. First thing is I write down my vision. I always work with a form of vision that has clarity, that has everything that I would love is a full spectrum vision. I write it down. I call it travel size. So it's not like my full on vision statement is a summary of sort. I write that down every single night, followed by gratitude, at least 5 gratitude. And I don't repeat.
Oh,
If I said yesterday, I'm grateful for my health, I'm not going to say that today. I'm going to really go deep into my awareness to generate that feeling because we generate energy, that is. And the third thing
yeah.
is I write down 3 to 5 wins. I can say I'm humbly proud of myself. Some days it's like I'm proud that I took a breath, I showed up, and
Yeah.
other days I like I'm so happy that I wrote a new client. Yet is this practice I do it every single night.
So I like having structure to your day. It's really powerful. One of my mentors used to say, was it morning morning affirmations creates afternoon miracles. Yeah, something like that. It's something like that. So, but he had a daily routine before he ever did anything. He was doing that. He was working on himself. When you talk about your vision, do you say this is the life that I'm envisioning for myself, and does that change over time, or does your summary change? Because I think mine would. As time goes on, my vision would change depending on where I'm at and whatever I'm doing. Is that like short term or long term?
I usually, when I guide my clients, the first thing we start with is create a 3-year vision. Imagine it is beginning of June, 3 years from now, which is 2028. Just imagine everything that you would ever love to have happened on that at that particular moment. And it includes your health, your relationships, your career, your business, and also time and money freedom. What does that look
Yeah.
like? Just create this detail filled vision statement that is 3 years from now. And eventually you will be able to the reason for 3 years is our mind, logical mind, can say, okay, we can do that. I think I can do that 3 years from now. If you
Yeah.
say, especially at the beginning, you say, okay, I want this next year. Your logical mind might argue with you to say, you didn't have
Yeah.
it last year. How come you can have that next year? So when you
Yeah.
that, then everything is to match that energy. And one way to match that energy is to, by writing it, you're connecting with it. By reading it, you're connecting with it. You're absolutely right, Paul. I say vision statement, your vision is a living, breathing document. It changes. It does change. The more awareness you have for yourself, you may realize you wanted different things. Way back then, when I first started, I thought my vision was to go to the top in that network marketing business. That
Yeah.
chapter closed up 2 years later. So my
Yeah.
easily change and be willing to change and at the same time to be laser focused. Um,
Hmm.
is not to today I want this and tomorrow I want that. That creates a lot of energetic diversion. So that is just like laser. If you spread out laser, is light in this room. But if you really laser focus all of the energy in this room from the light, we can create a laser beam, and that beam is strong enough to cut steel.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you have that vision, do you find that when you're clear about it, like you writing it down is really powerful, putting pen to paper, not just typing it up. I would probably type it because I'm a typer and I don't like to write. Well, I do write a lot, but my handwriting is so sloppy. I can't remember can't read what I wrote. But when you have a vision and you know that's what you want, but you don't know how you're going to do it. That's okay, because when you have that clear vision, and you kind of visualize or dream how it's going to feel, your subconscious will actually go to work and work it out for you, and things will appear in that you had opportunities, like you said earlier, will come up, and you'll go, wow, that's related to my dream, my vision. And then that really you propels you towards that goal. It, like they say, if you don't know where you're going, any place will do. So having that vision is really super powerful. So thank you for sharing that with us. So living a transformative life, what does that look like in practice? And not just spiritually also, but that's important, but also in relationships and business.
I always say people can study transformation, the universal laws, law of attraction, manifestation. People can study that for years and years, spend lots of money, lots of time. Until you are actually applying that into your day-to-day life, nothing is going to happen. The application is to live in that way. For example, one of the very important piece I coach my clients with is to think not from condition, but coming from this possibility, this infinite possibility. So, give me an example. Look at, uh, a tr- I was just talking with not a client, but a colleague about this. And we were talking about going to Italy. I would love to go to Italy with my entire family. My parents are also here. I would love to take my kids and my parents and my husband. We all travel, go see the world and explore different culture. And that is a
Hmm.
vision. For me, I don't know how that's gonna happen. And
Hmm.
I went like the date, whatever. I would love for that to happen. Yet I'm speaking from it is done. I was having a conversation with this colleague and saying, "Oh, we want to go to Italy as well. We're going to Italy." And he said, oh, I want to go to Italy as well. I said, let's plan together. Maybe we'll go together. Immediately, I could see him. He said, oh, it's just a dream. So
Ah,
he was not coming from, it is all done. I'm not saying, hey, let's book a flight together. I'm not saying that.
yeah,
Generate this passion, this love, this burning desire for this is what I would love. And I don't need to know how. The universe knows how to bring it about. My job is to take one step at a time. It might be looking at Airbnbs in Italy. It might be to have a plan. And so detached. It's not like, oh, now I have the plan. It has to happen. If it doesn't happen, I'm going to be so disappointed, even on that thought alone. To change that thought to be, this is what I love. I trust there is a way to do it. And there is also divine timing. I would love to go
yeah,
there next summer. If it doesn't happen, divine has a better plan. And to have
yeah.
relaxed energy, trust energy, if
Mhm.
power is.
Nice. So, where would you go first when you go to Italy?
I would love to go back to Rome. My husband and I, we spent our honeymoon in Rome, and we took a cruise. Of course, this was, a long over 10 years ago. We were much
Yeah,
younger and have kids. So we could walk 9 hours in a day. Nowadays, no, thank you. Love your rock. I would love to spend some days in Rome. And the first trip to Europe, I think I would love to take uh, all of us, my family. I'm the planner in the family. Maybe you can tell that. My
yeah,
husband, whatever, just take me. You have my passport anyway. And to just take you different places in Italy, maybe a few days in down south, and then we'll move to Florence and just see different parts of Italy and take our time because Europe will always be there, and it won't be the first time won't be our last time.
right.
So that's what I can do right now, serving that vision to think about it, plan it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned this person who's your colleague, he or she is stuck. So when someone's feeling stuck and they have that limited feeling, that thinking, what are the first signs of that, and how do they start? How can you help them shift out of it? How can we do that for ourselves?
Yes. Paul, I'm pretty sure you see this in your practice as well, is when somebody, how can we tell they're stuck? Their result hasn't changed. Is the minute they
Yeah,
got something, they're so, okay, finally, I'm going to do some extra things to really grow this business or whatever. And then it almost makes something happen. Some obstacles arise.
yeah,
Oh, the universe doesn't want me to go that way. Actually, not. It's the opposite. Challenges are always going to be there. Challenges are not stop signs. They are qualifiers. They qualifies you to be
mm,
stronger, to be better, to have more skill set. So you are a match for, let's say you want to run a $10 million a year business. And right now you are at 500,000 a year. You got to learn something to be a match of this. And this
yeah,
can be challenging. So when somebody just have it's not very important too. It's not about judgment. It's pour so much love and kindness and grace into yourself to say, how's my life been going on for the last years? If you notice there is a pattern, there's something repeating, that's when you want to say, okay, I'm stuck. And it's not about judgment. It's say, who can I get? I would always, of course, being a life coach myself, is go get help, go get support. It's not really help, it's support. You don't need this
yeah,
support, but the support will make this journey so much easier for you. And to find somebody
yeah,
you resonate with, you trust them, you have this chemistry with them. And a lot of life coaches offer a free session anyway. Just take advantage of that. Have more clarity for yourself to say, all right, what can I do next to get unstuck? Have a vision, so powerful. When you have a vision and you make a decision to say, no matter what, I'm doing this, like my Italian trip. Right now, it's lukewarm. So the likelihood for it to happen, I'm being very transparent. I'm always very transparent. No, maybe not. And yet, if I keep feeding energy into it to say, this is my dream, this is my vision, I would love to do this. And you can bet. I don't know if it's going to be a year from now, 2 years from now, that is going to happen. And that
Yeah.
for anything can really serve in all areas. Doesn't matter what it is. And I believe a yes and approach. It's not about to work harder and sacrifice more of your personal life, your health to serve a business outcome. It is, yes, great health, dynamic vibration in your body, and great relationships. Spend time with
Yeah.
your loved ones and have a business that's thriving. If people are just like, if you're listening to this and you feel, how am I going to do that? That is when, if anything, you just tell yourself, it's possible. What if it can happen? And then that opens doors.
Yeah. Do you think that the mindset block that create the most friction for your clients is that vision, or and that getting stuck about how instead of it being possible?
Yeah. I believe the biggest hurdle for anybody who to achieve vision, because the vision is something you don't have, right? You have a current result, you design a vision, is this in between. That is what transformational actions happen. That's where transformation is. So even just this is where the duration is where a supporting structure mindset is required to something got to change for you to really attract this result. So that is a process is you have a vision and there are so many nuances within your thinking is holding you back, is trying to hold you back. It's not about to dwell into what is my thought that is holding me back. I have many clients at the beginning, especially they do that. I did that too. Oh my God, what is my thinking that is holding me back from my result, from my goal? Let's not focus on that. Let's just keep focusing on what you really want and take action. Do something you can do right now. Like I have a dream to go to Italy. I'm gonna start with checking out Airbnb. That's what I can do right now. And
Yeah.
one step at a time. The mountain, the journey to summit Mount Everest is filled with baby steps, not one giant leap. It's baby steps.
Yeah. How important do you think that uh, one's environment has an impact on their ability to succeed? And what are some ways? I mean, there's your relationships, there's your obviously your mindset, and then there's your workspace. There's all kinds of things that are involved in your environment. Can you go us into that?
Yes, I think if we're talking about people in your environment, if we're talking about specifically in business, make sure you attract the people that vibes with you. They really believe your cause, that they believe what you want to do, your goal, your vision. And um, at home, sometimes it's harder to control. And it's important to maintain your energy to make sure that you are focused on your vision. Um, and sometimes, relatives, the negative Uncle Bob. Sorry if your name is Bob is your uncle. I'm not. There are some relatives who are just they have nothing good, never have anything positive to say. That is when you can make a decision to say, you know what, maybe I only see them for 10 minutes at a time, at once a year at Christmas dinner or something. And that's when you have a decision, especially at the beginning. Eventually, when you are in this mindset training longer and longer, you are going to be stronger, stronger. So eventually, those people won't have much effect for you. But until that time, the focus is to grow your own spiritual maturity, grow your own mindset. It's like lifting weights, right? Growing muscles. And you got to
Yeah.
keep going to the gym, keep lifting weights. And once it's strong, then you can handle way more.
Yeah. Is it really possible to achieve more without working? I mean, you talk a lot about energy. So Is there a connection there?
Always. Everything is energy. The fundamental universal law, one of the fundamental universal laws, is law of energy. Everything is energy. If you're coming from this right up, this intense, I'm going to push myself through and to success, you're going to create that journey. You're going to create that outcome. The outcome, maybe you are making a lot of money. Then you'll realize my health is broke and my relationship is broke. I don't think anybody want that result. Yet, I this universe is infinite. It can has infinite possibility. The key thing is, what do you really want? Somebody just like, I want great business result. Health wise, I'm okay. I'm okay. Relationship, I'm okay. But I want that. And if you really check with yourself to say this is truly what I want, then it's possible. But I believe most people, they don't want to sacrifice one area for another. This is the first step, is to give yourself the permission to dream up that vision, to say, what if it is possible? We have an imagination that's unlimited. You can imagine anything. And right now, we can imagine having a coffee sitting on the street of Rome. Right? And
Yeah.
that's the power of our imagination. With that imagination, you're creating a vibration that attracts everything that is supporting that. Ideas, opportunity, like you said, things happening outside of blue. Where is the blue? It's
Yeah.
in this infinite. It's in your background. That's where the blue is. Um,
Yeah.
and we're just waiting to take actions, and eventually we'll be amazed by how much transformation we have created and achieved.
What about when we talk about relaxation and we talk about energy, we've talked about focus and vision. We've talked a lot about, we've kind of been circling around how, how to get to that point. And so one of the things I noticed that you're offering for our guests, for our listeners, is meditations and affirmations. Can you tell us about how we can use those to build more energy, to gain more confidence in our vision and in what's possible, and just getting out of our own way so that we can dream bigger?
Yes. Great. This how is coming from, I want to have a logical plan. I want everything to make sense in my logical side.
Yeah.
This side is just part of us. It's not, we have another part of us that is truly, is directly connected with the infinite possibility. And most of us are being trained to fixate on the how. Let me get all the ducks in a row. Just
That's me.
as a quick
That's why I asked the question.
quick quick side story. Today I was my husband is a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner, and we all clinic together. And I went to the clinic today. When I put into the parking lot, there's a main street right outside of our building, and all the cars stopped. I was like, what is going on? And I noticed is a lot of Canada goose families are
Oh,
meat. And he might have all, they're not dogs, but like have they're not in the same line. They're not. And it's
no.
to embrace this not knowing how, yet to simply ask a what question. Here's the difference. When we ask a how question, we're asking the logic, the human intellect, which is limited. You can have a lot of experience and a lot of intelligence. It's still limited compared to this infinite intelligence. Of course, the key thing is, if you resonate with what I'm saying, you don't need to understand what I'm saying, but if you resonate, you will know. You will have this feeling of, yeah, that makes sense. I don't get it, but I that makes sense. That is when you know you resonate. And then simply ask a what question is, you're asking the same thing, but you're opening up for the infinite possibility, and just allow all of those ideas to pour in. You said you have a mastermind. The power of mastermind is when we say something, when we ask a question, to the group. They bring their own individual experiences, and they are also listening to ideas with their own connection with the infinite.
Yeah.
And suddenly you have a list of ideas that was beyond your own awareness. That is intelligence, this infinite intelligence. So
Mhm.
once you're okay, what if it's possible? If anything, just what if it is possible for me to, ask what question instead? And what if it is possible for me to have everything that I want to have uh, in my life? What if it's possible for me to have, if you have particular things, for me to have a great trip with my entire family to Italy? That that is then when you are willing to entertain those questions, those images, those visions, that is when the universe rushes to your aid to give you ideas, to give you signals, to give you guidance and all the supports, all the ingredients to make it happen.
So the wrong question is how. The right question is what.
Um, there's no right, no wrong.
Okay.
And I'm not saying don't ask a how question. Is just notice your energy. It's just okay. Am I asking a how question with this? I'm gonna. This is just how I be. How am I gonna make that happen? Right? That's tensed up energy. Or
Yeah.
what can I do to allow that to manifest? That's it.
How about this? I want what you want with that relaxation and with that vision and that with that trust. What do I need to do to get there?
The
Is
first
that is that the same thing as how?
No, it's not because when you ask it, you're very relaxed. You
Yeah.
that's what I believe. What even though I was very logical, but one of my very special gift is my intuition. I can sense energy. It's-
Hmm.
You know, the truth is when I coach anybody, I don't ever tell them what to do. I ask a bunch of questions before I know it. Before the end of our session, they're like, "Oh, I know exactly what to do." It's
Yeah.
this infinite connection, even just for anybody, yourself, write down vision and just simply ask the question, what can I do right now? What can I do right now? Write down all of the answers. Don't judge it. It might say, buy an Italian map, which you don't resonate. That's okay. You don't need to quit, but write down all the ideas. Then you select all the ones that has a spark. Sometimes it's not logical. Maybe the buying an Italian map is this thing has spark in it, but it's not logical. Who would use a map? But your job is to go ahead and do it.
I
And
would use my phone
or that,
with a
or
GPS. Yeah.
whatever, right? And that before you know it, you will realize, wow, and collect the evidence for yourself. We all have powerful manifestation stories. Is part of us do not want to acknowledge it or or just to look at it. um, when you are truly willing to collect all of this evidence for yourself, that is data. That is for the logical mind. So you can calm down your logical mind to say, yeah, we've done this before. And it works. It works every single time.
Yeah. So we're getting to the end of our time together. It's been very interesting and enlightening, and I feel a little more relaxed. And you know what? I think maybe your trip to Italy is a little closer today than it was before we started talking.
Yes,
I hope so. I wish that for you. So as we wrap up, Lynn, with your final words, I think we just touched on a couple of those. What are three things our listeners can do to just kind of wrap this up and put these ideas into action in a relaxed, in a endless possibility way?
Yes, thank you, Paul. The first one is it's called a spiritual supplement. Going back my own dietitian hat, just like you would take any sort of supplement 3 times a day, be intentionally taking this breath. This is how this breath works. You gently inhale through your nose, and you gently exhale through your mouth after breathing to a straw. So
A straw.
and it doesn't have to be a deep breath. You can take deep breath this way. Yet you can take it 3 times, 5 times. You can do 2 minutes of it, 3 times a day. This breath allow your nervous system to calm down. So talking
Mhm.
about relaxed energy. I don't know if you can see, but there is a head popping up. My 9-year-old just came down, and he's
I see.
sneaking around in the room. And talking about relax in doing anything. Well, just there's something just like part of me is like, don't get up, don't
It's okay.
a breath 3 times a day. Give it a go. It's going to cost you absolutely no money. And it's free. You're breathing anyway. Just bring more attention and awareness into it. First thing.
Mhm.
Second thing, create a vision. 3 years from now, anything is possible. Allow yourself, give yourself this permission to dream. Would you love to go to Italy? Would you love to go to Hawaii? Would you love
I would love to go to Italy.
let's plan that.
Huh.
And create a full spectrum vision. In this vision, you are dynamically healthy. Maybe right now you have some illness that has been bothering you, whatever. Just give yourself,
Mm.
I don't need to know how. What if it's possible? Is this something I really want? Your
Mhm.
relationship. Maybe there are some relationships in your life that are, you want to fix it, whatever, but you don't know how. Forget
Mhm.
about how. Say it all worked out. This is a relationship. All of the important relationships in my life, it all worked out. This is what it looks like. Same for business, same for time and money freedom. Bring in all of the details. Don't just say I work part time. What does that mean? Is that 10 hours
Yeah.
a week? Is that 35 hours a week? Right? And give yourself
Yeah.
specific details. And don't just say I make 6 figures. Is that 100,000 or 999,000? Right? And
Big difference.
exactly. What are you doing with it? Did you buy your dream house? Did you go to England? All of those
Yeah.
things and work with it. That's the third thing. Read it every single day. Maybe part of you doesn't feel like it. Maybe doesn't part of you feels even just silly or covering my 9-year-old ears stupid. But no, just go and do it. It's not gonna cost you any money, but it has a potential to shift everything for you. So those are my 3 things.
Awesome. I like it. I like it a lot. So you also have some resources, and I alluded to this earlier, some meditations and affirmation sheets. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how to get those?
Yes, on my website, enlightenedsuccess.com is that at my website. There are many resources. Just really look for, they're all free. Look for the ones that really serves you. Maybe it's a free gratitude meditation. I have a meditation bundle that is morning and evening. So the evening ones allow you to really wind down, sleep well. The morning ones gives you energy, and yet you bookend your day, your awakened day with gratitude, and also your bookending your sleeping day where your subconscious is really at work with this powerful energy of gratitude. And there are other just general meditations, there are affirmation sheets. And also, I have another special gift for your audiences is something I just designed. It's called Success Oath. So it's a longer, lengthier. I believe it has way more power. So it is all for free. We'd love to share with your audiences. Anybody,
Oh,
any of that.
so you can go to enlightenedsuccess.com to pick up that and connect with Lin Yuan-Su. And as we sign off, remember faith and action go hand in hand. So keep the pedal to the metal until the next time on the Lead Machine Growth Show. I'm Paul Guyon, your host, and Lin Yuan-Su. Lin, thank you so much. I just messed that up. Lin Yuan-Su. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Paul. It's great to meet you and serve your audience.
And remember to breathe. Breathe with intention. Yes.
Thank you for tuning in to the Lead Machine Growth Show with Paul Guyon. where we show you how to tackle your tech, master your message, and design your dream so that you can transform your vision into reality. Remember to visit our website at www.leadmachinegrowthshow.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Lead Machine Growth Show.